So does anyone remember Kayla Lemieux, the Canadian trans shop teacher who went viral for the obscene attire they were wearing whilst teaching? I mean, let's be honest, once you've seen it, it's pretty hard to forget, right? Here it is on your screen for those of you that haven't seen it. This is what they would wear whilst they were teaching. I mean, if anything, above anything else, this is a serious health and safety issue, especially in that environment. I mean, I don't know personally how this man got changed, put all of that stuff on, walked out in public, got to the school, and throughout that whole process, nobody said, hey, wait a minute, dude, you should go home and get changed. It's like common sense has completely gone out the window, because apparently now we can strap hot air balloons to our chests and turn up to our job looking like that. I mean, look, who am I to judge, huh?
Help me! Help me!
But obviously, this went viral. Everybody was talking about it. It was all over the news. Parents were complaining. They were complaining to the school. They were saying, this is inappropriate. He shouldn't be dressed like that, teaching our students, our kids. And rightly so. I don't think anybody watching right now would agree with somebody dressing like that and teaching their kids. If that was my kid and he was in that classroom, I'd be pulling him out the very next day. But the school didn't take any action. The school kind of just ignored it. So naturally, the story just died down. We didn't hear too much of it until a few days ago, because now we have some interesting news coming out, and in my opinion, kind of indicates that this might just be one massive troll. Now, it is a bit weird. He's still dressed around kids like that, but it kind of, at the same time, highlights the situation society is in and how far backwards we have gone. If this does, though, turn out to be true, and I say if it does turn out to be true, trust me, the very next day, you'll never see me again. I'll be on Mars. I promise you. But until that point, until that event, I'm currently on planet Mingmon, Earth. Let's get into the context of this story, because there is a lot to discuss around this whole thing. Kayla Lemieux started transitioning from male to female in 2021. The Halton District School Board defended her in September, saying it would not answer questions about the issue since it was a personal matter. According to the district, criticising or interfering would go against the Ontario Human Rights Code. The HDSB recognises the rights of students, staff, parents, guardians and community members to equitable treatment without discrimination based upon gender identity and gender expression. Gender identity and gender expression are protected grounds under the Ontario Human Rights Code, the board said in a statement. So essentially, what they're saying here is, look guys, you can dress up as anything, you can be anything you want. You can be Godzilla for a week, just as long as it comes under your gender expression, your gender identity, etc., etc., well, then you are untouchable, because we've now made it a rule that the individual truth is the truth.
You stay classy, planet Earth.
That's what we get up to in the West, isn't it? Not crumbling at all. But if he says he is a female, well, now he is a female. And if the things on his chest are true, well, then they are true. Because we're not allowed to question anything. We just have to accept it. Oh, they're true. Look how real those things are, even though we can tell it's not real. Maybe that's what he's trying to point out. Kayla Lemieux claims her breasts are a result of Gigantomastia. Lemieux, who was at the centre of a controversy due to her appearance, has insisted her breasts are a result of a condition called Gigantomastia. However, she admitted she did not ever get a formal medical diagnosis. She has maintained that she is intersex rather than transgender, which means she was born with both male and female sex organs. So that kind of displays, not kind of, it does display how easy it is to shift the goalposts, not only in this situation, but in society as a whole, right? You know, this man was claiming to be transitioning from male to female at one point. Now he says he's intersex, which this does go on in the real world. You know, one minute people are saying they're one thing, and when that doesn't suit them, the next day they say they're another thing, and the questions are not allowed to be asked, especially under the Ontario Human Rights Code. People will clap for it. Oh, he's intersex now? Well, that's great. So already that should raise some eyebrows, right? Even though dressing how he does would do that. Anyway, but at one point he was transitioning from male to female, then he's intersex, and then is claiming that the, yeah, they're real. So the question is, does he dress like that in public life? Does he walk around the street looking like a cartoon character? No, of course he doesn't, because he has been pictured in his public life and he's just a regular dude. Trans teacher with Z-size prosthetic breasts dresses as a man outside of school, a neighbor has claimed. He wears prosthetic breasts extremely infrequently, a resident of Lemieux's apartment complex told the Post. He puts the breasts on to teach, occasionally when he goes for a walk or when the cops visit. Both uniformed and plainclothes police do regular welfare checks at Lemieux's apartment after they receive threats, according to a law enforcement source. And that's how intense this situation got, how serious it got. Parents and obviously people who were aware of the situation were so angry. Now, I don't advocate for that sort of thing being done, but it just shows you the anger that was there, because nobody liked the idea of this man dressing up how he was dressing and teaching their students, their kids, and the school board did nothing, which is why the anger probably amplified, right? So it's a big point to make. It's a big step to make, to carry on, keep on dressing like that and still receive the threats, which, you know, people would say, well, is he then trolling? Because why would you go that far? And we'll get into why I think you'll agree it's a massive troll. But here he is, nonetheless, walking around in public without his Halloween costume on, if we can call it that. It's just a regular dude, as I said, no weirdly shaped objects in sight. Now, this is the part to me where it gets hilarious and screams to me that this is a troll, because nobody makes these comments and isn't trolling. I'm sorry, if he genuinely feels this way and this is how he thinks, all I'm gonna say is we need to open the mental asylums quickly, because I refuse to believe this is real. The New York Post interviewed this man and asked him about the pictures being taken in his public life, and this is what he had to say. She insisted in a sit-down with the Post that the man in the photos was not her, although she admitted she could not prove it and denied wearing prosthetic breasts at all. These are real, Lemieux said, adding that she could not say who the person photographed was because I don't want to bring anyone else into this. This is who I am. This is how I look. You've been talking to people in my building, but what they're telling you is harsh and untrue. I am always going out looking the way I am. Lemieux told the Post that although she began undergoing hormone replacement therapy in 2021 and was in transition, she is not a transgendered person but was born intersex, as I said. I just struggle to believe anybody makes these comments publicly to the world and they aren't trolling. He says the man in the pictures isn't him. He doesn't want to bring anybody else into this. It is a bit weird he goes to this extent to troll everybody, because at the end of the day you're still dressing like that person around kids, and I don't know how comfortable I am with that, really. It is very strange. But him dressing like that just points out the flaws within woke culture, society, the school boards themselves. Not only all of those, but the news publications as well. Because even at this point, they're still calling him a she, because he's saying, no, it is the truth. The individual truth is the truth. And if they go back on that and they call him a him, they then have to do that for everybody else, because sometimes people just claim they are a certain gender and everybody has to accept it. Okay, I'll call you by those certain pronouns. So if you go against that, you then have to do that with everybody else. If he claims he now is a woman and those things are real, well, everybody just now has to accept it. That's the corner we've backed ourselves into, right? That's how we got into this situation in the first place. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I think our enemies are laughing at us right now.
And just look how happy he is.
But it does seem the school has taken action. Yes, it took this long for the school to take action. You know, not at the beginning when this story broke, not with all the controversy that was going on, not with all the parents' complaints. No. Now is the time they take action. And they've put him on paid leave. Maybe that was the goal all along. The Holton School District confirmed that Oakville Trafalgar High School shop teacher Kayla Lemieux was put on paid leave Tuesday the 28th of February, I believe. While not currently on an active assignment, the teacher remains employed with the Holton District School Board. Spokesperson Heather Francie told the Toronto Sun. Lemieux's suspension comes after Education Minister Stephen Leese and Holton Region MPPS Natalie Pierre, Stephen Crawford and Effie Triantafilopoulos. I don't know how many names I butchered through that whole piece, so I do apologize right now. But they actually rebuked the school board for having abdicated its responsibility by failing to put the interests and safety of students first. Well, of course they would do that. Of course they would do something like this. The writing was on the wall when you make it a rule under the Human Rights Code in Ontario that you cannot question somebody's gender expression, gender identity, and you have to clap for it, because even if it is a troll, you have to take it seriously. Even if somebody comes in walking into the classroom looking like something off another planet, you have to agree with it. And student safety, nah, we don't really care about that one. Maybe in the end, this is what he wanted. He wanted to show the flaws within woke culture, society, and then in the end, be on paid leave. He's at home getting paid to do nothing. I struggle to believe anybody wouldn't like that. I think everybody would enjoy that. I think he needs a rest anyway, because, you know, carrying those things, well, that must be very tiring. The weight Must be insane. But what is your opinion, ladies and gentlemen, on this story? Do you think he was trolling? Do you think this is one big troll? Or do you think he's being completely serious and he actually thinks he is this woman? It is the craziest thing. Make sure to leave your comments down below. I'd be very interested to see. If you have enjoyed today's video, then please, for me, make sure to leave a like rating. If you're new, hit that big red subscribe button and turn on bell notifications so you never miss a video. But until next time, it has been your boy JD. Please, for me, make sure to always have a great day and stay safe. I'm out. Peace.